Welcome to The Snack, a lighter serving of Girls Gotta Eat.
This is a Dear Media production.
Enjoy.
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Welcome back to The Snack.
Welcome back. Another episode. Here we are.
Here we are. I was so late today. I had a situation happen.
Tell me what happened.
Okay, so
Sorry, did I just stroke out? Yeah. No, I got a text. It wasn't even anything important.
Anyway, so I'm on a constant quest to just get more plants on my roof. So I bought a couple more birds of paradise, which are pretty big.
Yeah.
They're $100, the giant big ones. And I was gonna have my gardener carry them up to my roof today.
Yeah.
And so they delivered them yesterday, and I got home. I'd said, please push it inside the gate, and his delivery guy didn't. He left it in front of my house, and these are so huge, I can't move them.
Yeah.
I can't even
Right.
I wish, I'm glad no one saw me. I was on my knees trying to push it through my gate. I couldn't get it to move. It's
my
so
God.
big. So I was like, whatever, my gardener will grab it. So I went outside this morning and it was gone. And it's not like an easy thing to steal. It's humongous.
Right.
I mean, it's
Who
taller,
can even lift this?
It's taller than you. It's a giant plant. Like a bird of paradise, you guys know what that is. It's just like a palm tree with like 100
Put a picture on the
leaves.
screen.
Well, I have pictures. I'm going to show you.
Okay.
And I'm like, God fucking damn it. And I see that somebody has dragged it down the block. And I'm like, where did this go? So I follow the
trail,
dirt trail.
Not the literal breadcrumbs.
And I see that my neighbors have it in their yard.
No.
Inside of their gate. Like up 2 steps inside their gate.
Wait, like not the neighbor that you sort of share the property with, like neighbors down the street?
The house on the other side of them. So 2 houses over.
Not someone, I'll bring it in for her is my point.
No.
I'm just saying, these are separate fucking people.
If it was my neighbor directly next to me,
yeah.
But also, there's no I'll bring it in. I
know that. I'm just saying, these are restrained randoms.
I wouldn't have left a plant outside that was movable. I live in Venice. People go through the trash at night. I was like, no one's going to steal this. It's humongous. It's like a 300-pound plant. They had to drag it down the street, up their steps, through their gate, and it's just on their lawn. But they didn't hide it. It's just
so they thought you were getting rid of it. Oh, did anybody? Is this on? Is anyone listening?
Well, they should have asked me. They know me.
No, I know, but it was overnight.
It was overnight.
Okay,
but it's in good shape.
I'm not defending. I'm just saying I don't think they stole it. They thought you were getting rid of it.
That's an interesting theory. And you're probably
that is
correct.
What happened.
But they know me. They could have been
They do?
this giant. Yeah, it's a young couple. I don't talk to them all the time, but I say hello to them every morning.
Yeah, I really don't think it was that let's steal her plant. It was like, how could this bitch get rid of this? I don't know. Let's take advantage. Because I've taken stuff off the street. It's free on the street.
It also wasn't on the street. It was on the sidewalk. I banked it into the bamboo and I pushed it against the bamboo.
Regardless, I just think if something's outside your house, you are trying to get rid of it.
Okay, well, they know me, so they could have just asked, right?
Did you go over there?
Yeah, I went over there because I was going to be like, why the fuck did you take my plant?
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say it in that tone.
Can you imagine?
Oh, no. Yeah, this looks like it's giving trash because it's also not in a pot yet.
Well, because they delivered, I haven't put it in a pot yet.
But Rayna, I am not victim blaming. I'm not victim blaming you. I'm trying to simmer you down because I would be so furious and I would need somebody to tell me they didn't do this as theft.
Well, it's unlike them. They're
Yes.
a nice young couple, and I was like, this feels weird. They see me every day and say hello to me. It would be weird to steal something off my property that they
So you haven't spoken to them?
No, I went over and I rung the doorbell a bunch of times. They're always home. I could hear them in the house. They did not come to the door. And so I sent my gardener over there to steal it back.
Well, no, it's weird.
It's weird to not ask me, but I sent my gardener over there. I sent him some photos and I was like, here's the gate and the house number, and please go steal
get
it
it back. And did he say yes?
Yeah, it's back at my house right now.
The way that this is man you hired to hide a body. Now you know. This is his test to see if he'll help you commit crimes.
I was like, can you go over there today? He was like, I got you.
This is like the soft launch into you guys becoming a crime duo. The next thing you know, you're robbing the neighbors. It's your friends and neighbors come to life.
I said, is it done? He said, you're welcome.
It's done. It's been handled.
And
Rayna, you need to see what else you can get your gardener to steal from your neighbor's porches. This is how it starts. You guys heard it here first. Rayna is John Hamm.
Also, I would never send like an innocent party over to someone's house to like get in trouble.
It's been handled. Oh, this is hilarious.
It's me texting with him is what made me laugh the hardest. I'm sending him photos like, here's the location and the address. Go get it.
Go get this. This is how it starts.
He's like, I got you. I mean, it's like LA. Everyone's hot. Of course, my gardener's hot. Everyone's hot.
My gardener's kind of sexy too.
You guys text?
No, not at all. I have to like go through the homeowner if I needed something done. But yeah.
Oh, right, because I am the homeowner.
Yeah.
He texted me and he was like, it's been handled. And I was like, lock the gate on your way out.
Okay, and I'll hit you for the next job.
Yeah.
I'll be in touch about the next step.
I also wouldn't have set up a total stranger to like get in trouble. I think there's plausible deniability. If he goes over there, he has the text message. If somebody's like, what are you doing on my property? He'll be like my person told me to steal
your
it.
Text messages are the proof. When the cops show up, he's like, this girl texted me. That's what saves him from being, no, it's not like a warrant.
That's what John Hamm does. The cops show up. He's like,
listen,
somebody texted me a photo of this watch. She said it was there. Go get it.
Okay, well, we're going to get into it. Let's thank our partners really quick.
Okay, thanks to Aura Frames. Get $30 off the Carver Mat frame at auraframes.com with code GGE and Built. Start paying rent through Built and take advantage of your neighborhood benefits by going to joinbuilt.com/GGE.
And thank you to Live Conscious. Get 15% off at liveconscious.com with code GGE. And while we're here and while we're talking about brands, we are going to tell you guys about our brand, Vibes Only, sexual wellness company. We have incredible top-of-the-line vibrators and accoutrement like lube and our suck and blow gel oral enhancer. And tomorrow, as you guys listen, June 6th is our 3-year anniversary of the company. We'll talk about it a little bit more on Monday. And Monday, we are launching 3 new products that we are so excited about. So we'll talk about that on Monday's episode and a little bit more about the company, and also shop Father's Day. We think it's a great thing to get for the daddy in your life, and we have some Father's Day bundles you guys can check out, and that is all at vibesonly.com.
Nailed it. That's it. Get your daddy a cock ring.
Get your daddy the cock ring.
We have
the award-winning cock ring.
Yes, we have an award-winning cock ring. It is our number 2 bestseller, just behind the Rayna. I mean, the Rayna is like, it's a sucker and a vibrator. You can't beat it. It's the top. But like, the cock ring is our second bestseller in the company. It's very close second.
Oh, it's sold out in a day.
Richard.
It's been rated best cock ring by The Skim. Mm-hmm. We love The Skim while we're here doing the snack. They're great people to check out for your news after you listen to the snack, and they rated it best cock ring. So
toss that in and get some water-based lube that we sell also. You guys are going to love it. And that's on that.
Okay. We're going to kick it off with a dropped case report.
It was hard to narrow this down. There's so much stuff going on this week.
A legal report. But here are some cases that have been dropped.
Okay.
Some pardons that have been had.
So there was a case in Texas. It was between these 2 influencers and one girl. Her name is Sydney Sloniker. She's an influencer, and she accused a fellow content creator of stealing her vibe, essentially. It's her clean girl vibe. And she provided receipts, and a lot of the photos do look similar. However, in this realm, as many realms are, there's a lot of parallel thought.
It's just beige.
She's
like, you stole my beige, bitch?
Well, one of them is like, I posed in the Skims dress that everybody has, and she's like, then she stole the aesthetic of the photo. It's like, but every girly on the internet has this photo in this Skims dress.
It's so crazy to be that beige and basic and accuse someone of stealing.
Well, she knew the girl. So the
okay, this is just like a petty fight.
Yes, but the details in the case is they were friendly and they'd gone out a few times, and then the one girl blocked her. So she's saying like, she blocked me to like steal my vibe.
So she's like spying on her with her Finsta and stealing all her shit.
Yes, to steal her shit. And I mean, most of the time I would say this does boil down to just parallel thought, and this is just.
But it could also be stealing. But can you? I guess the question and why this made headlines was, can you patent a vibe?
Yes.
When it's just all beige, neutral, the same Skims dress, whatever the fuck everybody has, my answer is no.
It's hard to prove.
This is artwork, you know?
It's very hard to prove. And it's like, you've seen a lot of influencers start clothing lines, and smaller creators say, you stole my designs, essentially. Yes. And that's easier to prove. The lawsuit was about the Digital Millennial Copyright Act violation. And it's really hard to prove. And essentially she dropped the case because she's a new mom, and she said, I don't have like $1 million to go to court. But it's like, you shouldn't have started this shit to begin with.
It's like, what a completely inefficient use of time and money. In all of that time she spent and money she spent, she could have just come up with something original instead of suing someone for ripping off her beige.
Yeah, I hate to like hate on her for it, but
it's a waste of your time, I think. Like,
people have definitely copied our vibe in terms of what the podcast is and the colors and the tone. And it's like, I'm not going to waste money suing those people. I'm just going to get bigger and better and hotter.
100%. I mean, I'm big on originality, and especially doing stand-up comedy. Like, there's definitely parallel thought, like we were actually talking about the current fiance thing, which was a thing that popped into my head. I'd never heard it before. And then someone sent us this actor comedian named Yuli Morzan, who is so funny. You guys should check him out. And he's been doing the current husband things forever. And people were like, oh, this is the person who started. I'm like, oh, great to know. I'll check him out. We're following each other now. Like, that's just an example. And of course, some people want to carry torches for you ripped this off. It's like, I had no idea. I'd never seen this before. I thought in my world, I came up with this. Also, we're not monetizing that statement. We're not doing anything, and we're not making merch. Like, it was a thing we cut a reel about. It's like that's different too. Because it would be different if we were like, you know what, we're going to actually say we made this up, and like we're going to monetize and capitalize on it.
And she's saying I'm monetizing because I use these shop my links, and these like to know links, and then she was copying it and selling all the same thing as her. But to that, I also say, like, when I was designing like the interior of my house recently, I was getting served like hundreds of TikToks and Instagram reels a day of like Amazon finds and West Elm and everything. And every single influencer, when I tell you, like, I mean, I have a certain vibe I like. It is this beige white look. Every influencer had the exact same candles linked, the same rugs, the same tables. Like, I have seen every person has sold the exact same 20 things over and over and over again, and they couldn't sue each other. What are you going to do about it?
Well, right. And like you said, I mean, perfect example is when like some of these big designers like literally steal designs, and that feels like provable and like worth your time if you want to take it to court. And a lot of times they can't. They don't have the money or the time or the resources, which is just like a real shame. But anyway, so their case is dropped. I thought it was hilarious. Just keep on going with your beige aesthetic. Take care of your kid. Let's not worry about this.
Yeah.
And just keep it moving.
Blake Lively dropped claims against Justin Baldoni of affliction of emotional distress. So she didn't drop the whole case because that's sort of what it sounds like initially. She just dropped a couple of pieces of it. Basically, Justin Baldoni's lawyers said, well, prove it. Prove this caused emotional distress. Provide your like therapy receipts. And she just dropped it. She was like, I can't and I won't.
Right. I mean, it really is crazy. I mean, her lawyer's statements are just making it seem like this is news that have been blown out of proportion, and we're just trying to streamline things. And the fact of the matter is they were like, we need receipts from your doctor because this isn't fair otherwise. Like, prove it. It's fine. You just got to prove it. And she was like, I can't prove it. And her lawyers are saying like she's obviously been under a lot of stress and she's been harassed and bullied now and all of this. And it's like, that's fair. But to say someone like was so damaging to your mental health and stuff, I do feel like that's a claim that you need to back up in some way.
Yeah, there's two sides of this, right? Like, of course you are suffering emotional distress. Of course you are. But in order to monetize that and sue somebody, you do have to prove it. That's just how the world works.
And I mean, not everybody that deals with something, I want to be clear, especially a woman that is dealt with any sort of like harassment or attack or assault by a man, reports it or even goes to therapy. But I understand this case is like a little bit different because people are questioning her in the first place. And like, is there anything you have that can prove? Like, I would wonder if like text messages would count, like if you were really a woman, let's say something really bad happened to you and you were completely spiraling, but you never went and saw a doctor about it for whatever reason, which is understandable and happens all the time. Like, do you have texts and emails to your friends and your family? Like, I think there's other ways to prove it, but with the magnitude of this case, they're like, Blake Lively didn't talk to her therapist about it. You know what I mean?
I mean, you and I stand by believe women, and this is why tons of assaults don't get reported.
Totally.
But in this specific instance,
they're like, we're going to need some receipts.
Yeah. This also, by the way, like, you have discredited yourself over and over and over again.
Right.
So at this point, like, you have said things to the contrary. There's been things on film that prove that you have a questionable relationship to the truth.
Well, we'll see what happens in March 2026. Count down the days. Okay, and then we have some presidential pardons, which we don't want to give too much energy and air to them. But Donald Trump pardoned the Chrisleys. This is kind of a week-old news at this point. We're not going to dive too much into it. I mean, this is a reality TV family, the Chrisley family. I used to watch it. I thought they were funny way back in the day. I now don't watch anymore, and I don't keep up with them. And they were evading taxes, but like way more than that. I mean, they were really committing fraud. They were defrauding banks, like upwards of $30 million.
So bank fraud, wire fraud, tax evasion, conspiracy to defraud the United States, up to $30 million. They were depleting the funds that came in and using it to fund their lifestyle.
These Christians.
They falsified, yes, these Christians.
Let's remember, the Christians don't want to pay their fair share and give back to the community.
They stole $30 million, and then they filed for bankruptcy, walking away from a $20 million lump sum of unpaid loans. They just defrauded everybody around them. They defrauded their associates, their business partners, their clients. You should be in prison for this. And then they got on television. They were printing money. And so in 2022, they were convicted on multiple federal charges. He was supposed to serve 12 years. She was supposed to serve 7, and they served 3.
Yeah. I mean, the president's a criminal, so that's one thing. Everybody's criminals here. He's going to pardon other white Republican criminals. I don't know. This wasn't as big a deal to me as the other people he's pardoned. And, I'll keep this brief, but I mean, you look at the list of people he pardoned from January 6th, violent criminal, not just violent from storming the Capitol, abusers of women, abusers of children. He helped get the Tate brothers back in the country. Like, the people he's pardoned, these are the least of my worries. I mean, I hate this. These people are criminals, but I'm like, I can't waste energy on this. Like, I don't want to see Savannah Chrisley in my feed in a MAGA hat acting like she's Elle Woods one more time. But this was just like par for the course to me. And like, if we're going to talk about the criminals Donald Trump is pardoning, let's talk about the actual people who were like violent in their communities, many of which from January 6th are already back in jail.
Right.
Why? For abuse, weapons, all the things.
Go off. I totally agree. And also, why is the president of the United States wasting his time on this? This was a relatively straightforward tax fraud and evasion and bankruptcy case. Like, it was provable. There was receipts. There are laws against this. All these people that they harmed and then lived this great lifestyle in the face of all those people.
Yeah.
It was very, very straightforward and provable, and there was receipts. So why are we wasting our time on this? And it's because he likes them and they've supported him, and their daughter spoke at the Republican National Convention in 2024, supporting them. And all you have to do is just say, like, he's a great guy and he'll pardon you. It's all it takes.
So that brings us to Diddy. So he has said he's just talking about pardoning Diddy in his limited vocabulary. I'll see what the facts are, this and that. Like, I don't even know what would happen if he pardoned this like true abuser, monster sexual predator. But you know who had to step in? 50 Cent.
The hero we need. I never knew. This was not on my bingo card.
50 Cent's had some questionable politics. People, I don't know if, I don't want to misspeak, but years ago, I remember him kind of voicing some support for Trump just about taxes or something. So it's basically 50 Cent is like, I'll reach out. I'll talk to him about it. And he's not going to talk to Donald Trump about the crimes of Diddy and how terrible this would be for women, for victims, survivors of any of this. It's that Diddy has talked shit on Trump in the past, and 50 is going to remind him of that.
It sounds so stupid, but I promise you this will work. Like, there is no doubt in my mind that 50 Cent is going to be like, I have a text message where he talks shit on you, and Donald Trump will go Donald Trump will get him the death penalty. Like, he will go
whatever
so
works.
far in the other direction.
Whatever works. No, 50 said, Diddy, said some really bad things about Trump. I'm going to reach out. Donald doesn't take well to disrespect and doesn't forget who chooses to go against him. He doubled down in a second post. I mean, listen, again, like, it sounds like 50 is like, me and Donald are boys. I'm going to talk to him, which I don't love that either, but I'm team 50 no matter what.
Anything
on this.
to go against Diddy.
Oh my God.
I mean, he's just like, I will saddle up to Donald Trump. I'm just going to remind him he talked shit on him one time. Donald Trump will be like, I think you should run in jail.
Oh, it's so sick. Okay. So That brings us to it's graduation season. I guess it's past graduation season.
It took me a second because I kept seeing this news of commencement speeches. By the time I heard a third one, I was like, "What is with all these commencement speeches?" It was May.
Did you have anybody like of note at yours?
I did. I went to Indiana University. He was a host on NPR. Was who spoke at mine.
I was fighting for my life with a hangover. I was texting my family. Yeah, you know the story. I forgot to give him my name card. It was a whole thing. I was like definitely still drunk at graduation and like was fighting for my life. I was texting my parents to see if they could see an exit near where I was sitting that I could like try to get some water or something. I was like in a dark place, so I don't remember anything. But Matt, my brother, went to University of Delaware and he played football there. He was on a full scholarship. And Jill Biden spoke at his.
Oh, wow.
So I was also very hungover at his, but still coherent enough to see Jill speak. So that was really nice. But we wanted to do some highlights from this year's graduation season commencement speeches. Some really great advice and then some also incoherent rambling.
Yes, we're going to build towards that. I really like my shirt today, my Boys Lie shirt.
I love it.
I wore it because of like
my shirt is on my shop. My sweater is from Free People, and you guys can shop my link. It's the first thing of probably 7 or 8 links that's made me $1.
Free People is the number one thing I make money off of. They like fund my rent. It's crazy. I can say own a house, I don't pay rent. Okay, well, shop mine. Shop mine. After you shop mine.
I don't even have it anywhere. No one's going to know.
You don't?
Well, where's your link tree? You're going to have me with the link tree.
Oh, girl, I've link tree of a highlight.
I have highlight of outfits. If you guys ever care about what I'm wearing, I have an Instagram highlight of all my outfits. So they are
with
in there.
Links.
Okay. You're right. They're in there.
Yeah.
Scroll to the end because I'm new to Shop My. Okay. So let's go through these. I'm going to kick them off.
Kick them all off.
Kick them off. Okay. So we had Jennifer Coolidge. Can you imagine? Jennifer Coolidge at your graduation.
I would listen to her read the alphabet. I would listen to do anything.
Jennifer Coolidge at Emerson College, and a quote that stood out from her commencement speech was, "When you find the thing that you want to do, I really want to highly recommend, just friggin' go for it. You really
friggin' go for it.
You're way better than me. You really have to psych yourself up into." Do you want to read this in her voice? Let's restart.
Okay. Talk to people. Get introduced to new people. Find the people that you think are interesting, and then
Rayna,
ask.
That's a different.
I'm on
person.
the wrong one.
Keep this. Okay.
Sound like her.
After just start it, just friggin' go for it.
Just friggin' go for it. You really have to psych yourself up into bleeding absurd possibilities, and you have to believe that they are not absurd because there's nothing foolish or accidental about expecting things that are unattainable for yourself.
It's really good, but it's mixing Jennifer Coolidge with your ex-stepmom from Texas.
You think it sounds a little Texas-y?
Yeah.
Your daddy loves me so much. I mean, 90% of the time he does.
Your daddy. Okay, so that was Jennifer Coolidge. I really like that. Just like you got to psych yourself up and you just have to go for it is the takeaway.
Just do it.
Just do it. Yeah, Nike said it best. Jessica Livingston, co-founder of Startup Accelerator Y Combinator, spoke at Bucknell, and she said, talk to people, get introduced to new people, find the people that you think are interesting, and then ask what they're working on. And if you find yourself working at a place where you don't like the people, get out. She also advised the class of 2025 that you can reinvent yourself at any time. If you want to, you can just decide to shift gears at this point, and no one's going to tell you you can't. You can just decide to be more curious or more responsible or more energetic, and no one's going to look up your college grades and say, hey, wait a minute, this person's supposed to be a slacker. I love that. Mm-hmm. Also, just lie. No one looks up your college transcripts. I'm kidding, they might, but
no one looks at. Well, okay, listen.
It depends on what field you're in, but no one looked at mine.
You know that I never graduated college, right? If you guys don't know, I went to Indiana University for 4 years. I walked in graduation. I had one class to finish. I had to finish microeconomics, and they were like, clearly she'll do it this summer, so let her just walk into graduation. Ooh. I fucked my boyfriend Justin all summer and never went to that class, and I do not have a college degree because of it, and it's on my resume. And I remember my mom being like, no one's gonna hire you, everybody's gonna look this up. No one's ever looked it up. I worked at Amazon. I worked at Groupon.
This is crazy.
What I'm really saying to you guys is don't graduate from college. No, but I also graduated before the internet, so
different times, and I'm sure it's easier to check, but that was IU's first mistake. Let her walk. Let her cook. No, she's gonna fuck in Austin all summer and get wasted.
Oh my God, I fucked in Austin.
Let her walk is crazy. Nope.
Well, they were like, she's paid for the class. So I'd already paid for the summer class. They were like, surely this girl is not going to throw away her college degree over one credit.
Yeah.
Oh, watch me.
Did you get a diploma?
No,
Okay,
I'm not a college graduate.
You just walked. Okay, right. Obviously, you wouldn't have a diploma. But they let you participate.
They let me buy the cap and gown. I mean, honestly, my mom for years, and she's right, she was like, you should contact Indiana, tell them who you are, what you've done with your career, and ask for an honorary degree. Ask for them to just like,
you could speak at graduation.
I would love to speak at graduation.
Then you get the honorary degree. That's how you get the degree. Don't they do that?
I'm still in debt from going to college there. I pay the loans off. Yeah, if you go to Indiana University or, you're in charge there, just let me know. My mom would love it if I got a college degree.
Well, and again, like, we're just kidding. But I mean, I don't know that places really are out here calling colleges, but they might be. And this was definitely a different time. I mean, I entered the workforce in 2005.
Well, I'm talking more than 20 years ago.
Totally
the internet's just like a different place.
I just know for certain my first internship that would then lead me wherever. And then I feel like after you have a job, no one looks back at your college. They look at your past job experience. I don't think anyone ever checked with Clemson. Not that I lied. I graduated 3.9, summa cum laude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I just want to know that somebody has job experience. That's more important to me. Today, you could spend 12 seconds Googling, am I a graduate of Indiana University? You could find out I'm not.
Yeah. Okay. You want to hit the next one?
Yes. Okay. So this is author and tech journalist Stephen Levy spoke to graduates at Temple, and he said, you do have a great future ahead of you, no matter how smart and capable ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini get. And here's the reason. You have something that no computer can ever have. It's a superpower, and every one of you has it in abundance. The lords of AI are spending hundreds of billions of dollars to make their models think like accomplished humans. You have just spent 4 years at Temple University learning to think as accomplished humans. The difference is immeasurable.
I love that. So relevant.
Yes. I have been reading a lot about like what colleges are doing to like skirt around AI. There's a good article in New York Magazine
I cannot imagine like being a kid today, like writing papers and doing stuff with AI.
I wonder what this will do to critical thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much I like grew from the ability to like write a paper intellectually like about that subject matter, but being forced to like research and learn things like I just critical thinking skills.
Yeah.
Writing skills.
Yeah. And like Kourtney Kardashian is out here saying like school is overrated. Don't get me started. We should talk about that at a later date. It's kind of old news now. Okay, and then we had Kermit the Frog at the University of Maryland.
So Jim Henson went to the University of Maryland.
Oh,
That's
I didn't know that.
He was the commencement speech, and it was just like really so cute.
So the main quote, Kermit said, as you prepare to take this big leap into life, here's a little advice if you're willing to listen to a frog. Rather than jumping over someone to get what you want, consider reaching out your hand and taking the leap side by side, because life is better when we leap together. Oh my God. I feel like that applies to us. Like doing this together.
And he said something really funny in the speech. You didn't pull this quote, but
I
pulled a different part
What's
of
the other quote?
He highlighted the importance of embracing individuality and building diverse communities, referencing his own eclectic group of friends. What is unique about you should always be shared, and that's why I hang out with a bear, a pig, a penguin, a prawn, and whatever Gonzo is.
Oh, Gonzo caught a stray. Oh, whatever Gonzo is.
What is Gonzo? A bear. What Gonzo was a bear?
That's Fuzzy. Was it? What? No, that's
Fuzzy was a bear is a totally different thing.
No. What's the bear? Kermit's bear.
I see it in my head and I don't. Fozzie Bear.
Fozzie. See, I was close. Also, Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear.
Isn't that so sweet and like heartwarming?
Okay.
We're going to take a turn from heartwarming.
Lastly, we had Donald Trump at West Point. Who wanted it? I'm sure some of them wanted it, but I found the whole transcript online. I mean, insane. He has such a limited vocabulary. Mm-hmm. It's like painful in the way he speaks. It's just like, it's like nails on a chalkboard.
He commended them for getting rid of DEI. He commended them for getting rid of clubs that uplift minorities and marginalized communities.
Yeah, he talked about immigrants and I think trans people even. He just really took shots at everybody, of course. But at one point, Trump began talking about different contacts from the real estate world. This is just paraphrasing because it was like very long for him to even get to a point. A point, I say in quotes. He mentioned William Levitt, who was credited with creating what we now think of as the modern suburb, and the tremendous amount of money he made. But Trump bemoaned when he sold his company and he had nothing to do. Levitt ended up getting a divorce and found a new wife. And then his quote is, could you say a trophy wife? I guess we can say a trophy wife. It didn't work out too well, but it doesn't. And that doesn't work out too well, I must tell you. A lot of trophy wives, it doesn't work out. but it made him happy for a little while at least. But he found a new wife. He sold his little boat and he got a big yacht. And then I just threw one in for good measure.
Yeah.
We're going to have the best missiles. We already do. Drones and much, much more. And earlier this week, I think you'll like this, I announced that we are officially building all in America, made in America, designed in America. We're the only ones that could do it. All the only ones. Never heard of other country making missiles. We're the only ones that could do it because we're the only ones that with the great technology, we're building the Golden Dome missile defense shield to protect our homeland and to protect West Point from attack, specifically West Point. And it will be completed before I leave office. And you know, you wouldn't think this, but our enemies are very unhappy about it. You've been hearing, you've been reading, why are they doing that? Well, we're doing it because we want to be around for a long time. That's why we're doing it.
Do you think his speechwriters are like, oh no, he's gone rogue again?
Speechwriters? What speechwriters? I think he just like snorts a line and goes up there.
Okay, a couple things about this. Shaming someone else for having trophy wives is one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life. He has had 3 wives. He has left all of them are models, by the way, and all of them he's left for the next younger model.
Yeah.
It's crazy to shame another person.
No, literally, like is the trophy wife in the room with us.
And then... So I was like, surely there must be a connection between him and William Levitt. He didn't just go rogue and pick a random person. Surely. So I asked ChatGPT, what is the connection between West Point, Donald Trump, and William Levitt? Because I was like, maybe William Levitt has a connection to West Point. Donald Trump and Levitt, it's framed as a lens for life lessons. He has no documented personal or business connection with Levitt. So Donald Trump, never been in business with this guy, no connection. Donald Trump and West Point, no connection at all. Levitt and West Point, there's no known link between William Levitt and the Academy. Levitt served in the Navy during World War II, but had no military academy background. No, none of these people have a connection to anything.
Yeah, he caught a stray too.
Just a random person. Because
So
I was like, surely he has picked this guy because he went here.
I mean, do you think he was just in a fight with Melania? And he was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get up there and rant about trophy wives? What happened here?
Yes. And I think maybe Melania like had dinner with this guy once.
Melania fucked William Levitt.
I was just like, I have to understand what the connection is. He just pulled a name out of the sky?
He says,
crazy.
He said, I tell this story sometimes. That's what he's prefaced it as saying.
I tell this story, like, for what purpose? All of his wives have been models that he traded in for younger models.
I know.
That's literally a trophy wife.
Well, anyway, so we really liked all the class of 2025's commencement speeches, -1. And, you know, I'm sure some people at West Point appreciated that, but to the others, sorry about it. Okay, let's just talk about our partners and then we will get back into it.
Okay, Father's Day is coming up, and what do you get the man who already has everything? Because obviously they have you, you know? And he says he doesn't need everything. Skip the ties and get your dad something he'll actually be in love with, the Aura digital frame. So my sister-in-law just bought my dad and her dad the Aura frames, and we were helping them set them up last week when I was in Pittsburgh, and it was just like
I know.
so cute and sweet. And like my dad had me like put the app on my phone, and so basically what you do, these Aura frames, they look beautiful. It's a digital photo frame. Wirecutter named it the best digital photo frame, and it looks really beautiful. It has unlimited storage, so you can put as many photos as you want, videos, funny memes if you want. Really simple to set it up. So my sister-in-law and I set this up for them, but they could have easily just done it themselves.
Yeah,
Obviously,
so easy.
You plug it in and you share. So I have the app on my phone, and anytime I want to just like send new photos, or specifically my sister-in-law and my brother want to send photos of the baby, and it just sits out in their house and it like just cycles through the photos, and it makes my dad so happy. And he like texted me and he was like, just a reminder to like add some photos.
I know. It's such a fun thing. I mean, it's such a good thing to do for parents and grandparents, but really anybody. I have it for my parents and then also for my brother and sister-in-law, and it's just fun that I'll get in the app and throw photos in there to surprise them. It's also a fun thing for a long-distance couple. I feel like we haven't really talked about this, but how fun would that be if you're long distance with your partner and they have it sitting out and you're just throwing nudes up in there? But then, I don't know, Aura Frames has access to your nudes, so I don't know.
I don't mind that.
But how fun would it be just to surprise them with any photos? I don't know why we took this there.
Videos,
I'm sorry.
too.
I don't think this is...
You could send a video also, so you know, get disgusting with it.
Don't do nudes on Aura Frames. But I think it's a fun thing for a long distance couple.
Yeah. Aura has a great deal for Father's Day. For a limited time, listeners can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com and get $30 off on their best-selling Carver matte frame. That's AURA frames.com. Promo code GGE. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. That's it. Check it out.
Okay, Live Conscious. I'm telling you guys about Live Conscious and the collagen peptides. If you are not taking collagen, we highly recommend it. This is something that even our surgeon, Dr. Barrett, recommend. Not this brand. I can't say he's a spokesperson for the brand, but collagen in general.
Absolutely.
Like he's always like, are you taking collagen? So this is a great way to get it. And this can really help you get healthier hair, skin, and nails and joints, help you slow down or reverse the aging process with types 1 and 3 collagen sourced from grass-fed bovine. Live Conscious Collagen is a favorite formula among 97% of users who saw visible improvements. It's a huge percentage. It's also clinically backed and free from harmful and unnecessary additives. It has been around for 10 years. This isn't some brand new thing that just popped up, and they always ensure purity and potency. The best part is the peptides dissolve effortlessly into, here's all the ways you can put it, in your morning coffee, your smoothie, even water, no clumping, no fuss. You can even get them in stick packs, which is great for travel. When we incorporate things like this in part of our daily routine, we love that they offer travel packs. So we love those. And they are so confident you'll love the results. Every purchase comes with a 365-day money-back guarantee. So it's a full year to decide if it works for you. Again, 97% of users, it worked for them. They saw visible improvements. So this summer, plan on traveling with Live Conscious Collagen Peptides. Your inner and outer beauty will thank you. You can visit liveconscious.com and start your journey to natural beauty. Use code GGE for 15% off. Again, that's liveconscious.com. Code GGE is going to get you 15% off.
Okay, and last but not least, Built. Summer is around the corner, and we are already planning our getaways. You guys stay tuned for Monday. Also, we have a very fun travel episode for you guys. Yeah. But we love using points for travel, and we are always looking for ways to earn more. Here's a life hack. Pay rent with Built to earn flexible, transferable points and unlock exclusive benefits along the way. There's no cost to join, and just by paying rent, you unlock flexible points that can be transferred to your favorite hotels and airlines, a future rent payment, or your next Lyft ride, and more. When you rent through Built, you unlock 2 powerful benefits. So first, you earn one of the industry's most valuable points on rent every month, no matter where you live or who your landlord is. Your rent now works for you. And second, you gain access to exclusive neighborhood benefits in your city. Built's neighborhood benefits are things like extra points on dining out, complimentary post-workout shakes, free master towels at your favorite fitness studios, unique experiences that only Built members can access. And when you're ready to travel, Built points can be converted to your favorite miles and hotel points around the world, meaning your rent can literally take you places. So if you're not earning points on rent, my question is, what are you waiting for? Start paying rent through Built and take advantage of your neighborhood benefits by going to joinbuilt.com/GGE. That's joinbilt.com/GGE. Make sure to use our URL so that they know that we sent you. That's joinbuilt.com/GGE to sign up for Built today. And here and there, I just like to remind people we have a website that has all these codes on it. It's girlsgottaeat.com.
And just like that, we're back. And just like that is back. The Sex and the City reboot train wreck. Season 3. Who would have saw this coming? If you would have watched the first episode of season 1, you'd be like, this isn't going to make it past
Absolutely
probably
not.
Mid-season. They'll wrap it up.
It was hard to watch. So
it's still hard to watch.
I have a hot take on it. So I'm watching season 3 because you're making me, and we do the show now, and so I want to be in the culture.
You didn't watch season 2.
I skipped it.
Okay, we can't say this enough. It's our favorite show. I've seen in Sex and the City. I've seen every episode of Sex and the City probably a dozen times. It's the show that formed us and inspired us and made us talk more openly about sex and all of the things. So just let's not get it twisted. This is not that.
That's what everyone's internal struggle is.
I have to say it every time.
So
because I feel so deeply. Because
I agree with you. I haven't done a rewatch since we started the podcast. I did a rewatch 7.5 years ago. And last night when the episode ended, it just rolled over to season 1, episode 1. So I just started watching it. And this is not a hot take, but I was like, this advice still stands up.
Oh my God.
It was like phenomenal. Carrie wasn't like totally insufferable yet in the first season.
Yeah, I mean, it's the best show that's ever been made, and this could be the worst. I mean, this season is so crazy. And Che Diaz is off the show, and they come out of the gate hot with Miranda taking Rosie O'Donnell's nun character's virginity. When they were like, let's bring in Rosie and make her the Virgin Mary. Literally, her name's Mary. Make her a nun and have Miranda fuck her. What is happening? And I think people are like, it's a step up from Che Diaz.
People like it more. This like, humble nun from the woods of Canada, and Miranda's going to take her nun virginity. She's so sweet. She wants to go to the M&M store.
Yeah, she quotes Wicked.
I watched it last night. I have a very hot take about this, and I'm upset to say it. I found it less insufferable than the first season, far less. I found the characters less insufferable. I found them marginally more believable. I felt the dialogue was a little more believable. I think all around Carrie was less terrible, and I'm upset.
Okay.
I watch it because it's so cringe.
So that's interesting that you said that. I want to reference this Harper's Bazaar article because the title is And Just Like That actually good now? In season 3, Carrie and her friends find their stride. I don't agree. I thought the phone sex heard round the world was one of the most cringe things we've seen in all. I think Miranda getting fingered in the kitchen while Carrie peed in the Snapple bottle is top. But
Aiden licking his hand and jerking off is top for me. That's
more than Miranda getting fingered in the kitchen?
That's the top.
So based on the phone sex alone and Aiden jerking off in his truck, like I can't say that this season is any less cringe, but I wanted to read this to you and see what you thought because I actually did like this take, even though I don't know that I agree with the article. So it says, in the original show, terrible hookups with weird strangers were a narrative device for exploring the micro humiliations of seeking human connection. But in AJLT's first 2 seasons, the cringe-o-meter was dialed up way too high. There's a difference between awkwardness for the sake of comedy or a story and feeling viscerally uncomfortable, horrifying scenes like the finger blasted in the kitchen, Che Diaz, what I just referenced, or Charlotte mixing up 2 black people at a dinner party. Oh, I forgot, that was brutal. Makes the viewer experience almost feel masochistic, creating the feeling that we should be cringing for the show as a whole rather than the specific situation. In season 3, they're getting closer to finding the cringe sweet spot. We'll see. It's too early to tell.
So why I feel sad about this is like I prefer the cringe because I actually don't think this is good. I don't think it's good. I don't enjoy it. Like I still think that these women seem like they're frozen in a capsule in time, not these cosmopolitan New York City like bad bitches. Like Charlotte's I don't even know what happened. Her entire like arc is this dog. She's just some like Upper East Side idiot with this dog. Like she has no other personality traits. She doesn't even, I seem to understand like gender or race, and they've just boiled her down to this. And like it was really jarring to watch her in the first season because I'm like, this is a gallerista. A gallerist?
Yeah.
Whatever she was. She's like an art dealer.
Art person.
All these people just seem to like, I don't like the characters. This is not a good show. And so now they've removed some of the terrible cringe. And I'm like, what do we have left?
That's such a great call. Like, and it's weird. It's like they're either giving you what they decide, I guess, is shock value with a nun sex scene or whatever. Not that they really showed it. Or it's so boring. It's Charlotte's dog and Carrie's something in her house is beeping.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. Like, and I'm like, that's not the experience of women of this age. Their lives don't have to be such boring storylines or these shocking cringe situations.
You never thought Miranda would be the most interesting person on the show. I mean, she was the least fan favorite of the first go around. And now at least she's like exploring something new, getting divorced, learning how to be a parent, and exploring her sexuality. She's the most interesting.
And I really liked Seema. I still like Seema. But the acting on that felt crazy.
Yes.
That guy probably played into it, but their dynamic, I'm like, what? It feel like it brought Seema's character down. That was like such a corny storyline with the scouting for the location and the way I don't know. This guy, a friend of mine, his name is Tim. He messaged me about it, and he had the funniest line. He said, "You got to respect their commitment to catering exclusively to the hate watchers."
But they're not anymore. They were like, it's time to make this show good.
It can never be good.
I hate it. And then Lisa is like the cool factor in the show. She like hosts a dinner at Red Rooster. None of those women are huffing it up to Harlem. I don't believe it. But she hosts this dinner at Red Rooster. But she's wearing this thing around her neck. We'll put it up on the screen. It's these giant balls. My friend's mom said, didn't we see that at Home Goods last week?
Oh, I said if Home Goods made anal beads.
Oh, yes, you did too. Melanie's mom said, I saw this at Home Goods
like a bowl,
week.
in a bowl.
It's the stuff you buy like at a country mart that you put in a bowl.
And Carrie's hat looked like Mushroom from Mario Kart. Like that giant hat. We'll put it on the screen. It does feel like they're trolling us. And I liked last season because Aiden came back. And now Aiden has just completely given me the ick. I never thought I would miss Big. At least Big could have phone sex.
they would kill it.
Well, they did.
Yes.
Like the Big phone sex was a real storyline. I had phone sex with Big last night. Like compare those two scenes. Also, like why did Carrie need to tell him she faked it? So what are we doing here?
No.
I'm all about honesty in a relationship, but telling someone you faked an orgasm during phone sex, what's the point?
No, it's not a teachable moment.
That's me and Aiden's thing. Honesty.
Honesty.
Oh, what a hot take.
Didn't you cheat on him?
And then you asked, Carrie's in this huge house, and I had to explain to you how she got the house because you didn't watch last season. And Miranda's in an Airbnb. Isn't that your best friend? Rayna, can you imagine if you're a huge house, obviously you're in it alone, and I'm just in an Airbnb. You don't even let me come over.
No, it's crazy. Why is she in this giant house? Nobody lives in a home like that. It's so like unlike the character.
I think they'll put her back in her apartment, which is going to kill me.
Oh, they have to put her back in the
She's
apartment.
going to buy the apartment for a 7th time.
Yeah. Because she can't get the Simply Safe to work. The ad for Simply Safe was so funny.
Oh, that's right. It was Simply Safe. I forgot it was Simply Safe because it was her fridge in that Tribeca apartment. Whatever.
Yes, it's just.
Anyway, it's back and I'll be watching. I don't know if you're going to continue, but
I'm waiting for them to make it cringe again. Make it just like that cringe again.
okay.
For the right reasons.
Let's wrap it up with some headlines. There's a lot.
So
we'll try to speed through these.
Yeah. So Taylor Swift buys back the rights to her masters. This was my entire feed. It was a really huge deal. What had happened was Scooter Braun had sold all of the masters to a larger holding company. She was not even allowed to like bid on it. The basically were just like, no. And she has been in this fight to get it back. And I was just curious, like, how common is this? Like, why don't artists just like own their own music?
But like to get some of it back, and then she re-recorded some, right? Because I'm confused.
So she re-recorded 4 albums, and she called them Taylor's versions.
No,
so
Rayna, don't talk to me like that.
Listen. You're not Taylor stan like I am.
Oh, come on. Okay.
And I don't know if you knew that it was 4 and then she stopped.
Okay.
So she re-recorded 4 albums. When you look them up, they're Taylor's version. And so there's 2 different things. There's publishing rights and master's rights. Publishing rights are for the song writing itself, so like the lyrics. Then there's master rights, the actual recordings of the song. So most artists write their songs and retain some publishing rights, but recording labels almost always own the masters, especially for new artists, in exchange for upfront investment and promotion. So even the biggest artists, and there's been some big cases, Kanye West as well, where the publishing house owns them and they can do anything they want. They can sell it into a movie and things like that.
Yeah.
And she didn't want it in the hands. But this is very common, even if you have decades of music, which she does. And this is important because it changes like a precedent for other people. So the artists like Frank Ocean, Chance the Rapper, Billie Eilish, and Megan Thee Stallion have negotiated better deals following stuff like this.
People used to get so much more fucked than they even do now.
Yes, so they're saying the rise of independent music platforms and social media, artists have more leverage than they used to. And you used to see people like Taylor Swift or Jessica Simpson, Britney Spears, people that started really, really young, that just, they would have taken anything, who wouldn't? But these record
TLC,
labels, they
there's a whole movie
own
on
you
it.
forever.
Something just washed over me, and I'm like really embarrassed, but I'm going to say it, and we'll see if it stays, because I think I'm going to get dragged for this, but it's fine because I don't consider myself like a huge Swiftie. But I just realized that when everybody is talking about Reputation TV, is she going to announce Reputation TV this? Is she going to announce this? That it means Reputation Taylor's version. And this whole time I thought it was some project.
I'm not going to make fun of you because I think that's like a normal thing to think.
It just hit me. Obviously, she stopped at Reputation, which is...
She said she didn't really want to re-sing those songs.
Well, and I like the memes of like she didn't want to re-sing about her ex.
Yeah.
I love Reputation. My favorite album is 1989 and then Reputation. But it just hit me where I was like, what is Reputation TV? Is she supposed to start a TV channel? And this whole time it means Taylor's version.
I'm not going to make fun of you for this. I think that's a pretty common thing to probably think.
Okay.
I think that like you keep hearing TV. And
okay, thank you.
I think that a lot of people might think that.
Okay, thanks. I appreciate it. But so she will not be doing Reputation TV is the point.
She doesn't have to now. She spent $360 million to own this. And she thanked her fans and said, basically, you came to the Eras Tour and you allowed me to make this money to buy this back. And it will hopefully set a precedent for future precedent, by the way, not president. I know what I'm saying.
President.
It'll set a precedent.
Okay. So Sydney Sweeney is selling her bathwater. So for all the creeps out there, So it's with a company called Dr. Squatch. It's a male grooming company. I'm going rogue off my phone because my computer died, but it comes out tomorrow, like soon, this week, I think. It drops, limited run. And I'm sure it has like a nice scent, but it has apparently real drops of her bath water.
So she had done this commercial with that company previously. And people were like, and she was in a bathtub. And people were like, I would drink the bath water. And so now they made a soap out of it with drops of Sydney Sweeney's.
Because they couldn't sell a drink because that's too gross.
That's disgusting. People would buy it.
You could literally drink it. Because I'm sure how many people have said they want to drink some hot woman's bath water. It's giving salt burn.
You know what I want though is like I want somebody to like really DNA test one of these soaps because I don't believe it.
And see if there's really bad
You think that she dunked her body in a bunch of water and they saved it, which is plausible.
But like, why not? Like I would if I were her. If no matter my level of fame, like I wouldn't not. It feels like that's such a weird scammy money grab. But like I would be like, I'm gonna get in the bath and then take the water. Like so I just wouldn't feel right about it. Like I don't think it's any skin off her back to hop in a bath and be like, get the water.
But it's not like a bath. Like if they produce like thousands of soaps, how many baths are we talking?
I think they probably just technically have like a drop in each soap and then they have all the scents and the fragrance and whatever else. But I saw a meme that was so funny. It's like the guy that came up with this at a meeting either was like, I'm about to get fired or promoted.
That's about to drop the most
can you imagine,
fire
like, hey,
idea.
Hear me out. Can you imagine, like just the record screeches and then they're just like, yeah, let's do it.
I mean, it's a brilliant idea. I'm sure
It's
that they got
brilliant.
like hundreds of comments being like, I'd drink that bath water.
They're like, the best we can do is a soap. Okay. And then we have this flight attendant who is an American flight attendant from Philly, but apparently not because they are the most chaotic.
It's British Airways.
Okay.
And there was a flight attendant who stripped naked and was dancing through business class. It's a British Airways flight attendant. Basically, this person was acting erratic, went into the bathroom, did a bunch of coke.
This flight on the job.
On the job, in the middle of a flight.
We've all been there.
It was from San Francisco to London, stripped naked, and then went into business class and did a dance.
Happy Pride.
I mean, I don't believe it. It was cocaine. Coke's never made me do that.
No, I think this person was just living free. Well, but like I'm picturing, was it a man? Right? Yeah, I'm picturing like a very like Beyonce Renaissance-esque like dance routine.
I do want to know what
like
song.
The moves. Like I would be like hyping it.
Also, I don't know if it was like dick out.
Oh, well, that would be bad.
Yes, it's giving American. I want to know what other drugs he was on. I want to know what song he danced to.
Exactly.
How long
break
did
my
this
soul.
last?
It's got to be break my soul.
I didn't
You
know.
won't break my soul. And then they talk about quitting your job. He's like, well, I'm about to get fired.
Get escorted off of here by the police.
So what happened? Do we know what happened to him?
They landed and he
got
was
arrested. Okay.
But that was that. But I really want more details. I want to know what song. How long did the routine go?
Okay.
How naked was he?
All right. Well, this is a developing story. And speaking of arrests or being held at the airport, Ellen Pompeo was detained for an hour by TSA and a bomb squad over Erewhon sunflower seeds.
So this is real. She went to Erewhon, which is like the most expensive grocery store in the world. It's in LA, and she was like trying to get her protein in for the flight, and she bought this bag, and they said that the chemicals in it set off like a detector for bombs in the packaging.
This was so insane.
You never think Erewhon's going to do that to you. Those have to be the most expensive sunflower seeds. Those are like $20 a bag.
Could she sue for this? Like, she's a celebrity. She's so rich and famous. I mean, she's been on Grey's Anatomy for 47 seasons. But like, could the average person sue for this?
Okay,
like
so
this is crazy.
There's two things at play here.
Okay.
So she missed her flight. And she could say, this caused me financial distress. This caused me to lose job opportunities because you detained me. But she wasn't detained under false pretenses. This really did set off an alarm.
No, I know that. But I'm saying, like, could she come for Erewhon? Because they should settle and give her some money because this is actually so crazy. This is bad for them, too. It was really bad press. A lot's been going on with Erewhon. The rats recently. And
Listen, you'll never convince me.
I went yesterday.
I love
It's
Erewhon.
fine.
I'm going to go right after this. I honestly can't wait to wrap this up.
Yeah.
No, I love this. I love this episode. But I don't think so. I think Erewhon doesn't say that these are safe. These are flight safe, airport safe. It's not on the packaging guaranteeing that you should be.
Rayna, food is supposed to be safe.
There is. I forget
What are you talking about? Now we have to have like this is bomb squad approved food.
Well, they're not. It's not being sold at the airport. So, like, I think that company could be we didn't guarantee that this was flight safe.
That is so funny. So you think if they sold it at Hudson News, we'd have a real case on our hands?
Yes.
Okay.
There's an act, and I forget what it's called. It's called like the reasonable use case clause. I'm just making this up, but it's something like that. And basically, like, if you stand on a chair and it breaks, you can sue the company because it is a reasonable use case that you would stand on a chair. A lot of people stand on chairs to reach stuff. So, like, you could say, well, chairs aren't meant to be stood on. They're meant to be sat on. But, like, reasonably, you would stand on a chair.
Right.
So, reasonably, you would walk this through an airport.
Okay.
So you could
That's
sue.
fair. Okay. And lastly, Kylie, this morning, as we record, admits to having fake boobs, which obviously she does, but the Kardashian Jenners have not typically admitted to all of their plastic surgery. The big stuff, they really don't.
I researched it and I'll read you all.
I know. I love it. And who knew that this would cement Kylie's status as favorite Kardashian Jenner, because I feel like she really is now, after the Knicks games and with being on courtside with her boyfriend, Timothée Chalamet, and then they noticed in her suitcase that she had this like fancy Knicks themed lingerie, and she's just so cute with him. I mean, I think they're so adorable, and everything has just made her seem so likable lately. And this is crazy.
And then she posted the Sex and the City clip of Samantha saying, I only get laid when the Knicks win.
Yes, she reposted this TikTok of Samantha Jones saying like she dated this like crazy sports fan. And the fact that she like retweeted that.
So she is the most followed Kardashian Jenner by a long shot, way more than Kim. And you actually had an interesting take on this years ago. So I was trying to understand, like, why do people love her so much? You don't know anything about her. Like, you probably know the least about her of anybody on that show. And your take was like, that's why people can kind of project their own ideals onto her. But she is being so likable now. And somebody, just a random person, posted like, Kylie Jenner, tell me how to get the type of boobs you have. Just like somebody with no followers.
Oh, yeah.
And she left a comment and said 445 cc's, moderate profile, half under the muscle, silicone. Hope this helps. I mean,
she said the doctor is Garth Fisher, the doctor.
Oh, that's the doctor.
I assume.
Garth Fisher. I thought.
I assume.
This is iconic.
Yes.
And the Kardashians have, as you said, famously denied any plastic surgery. And so I looked it up to see like who is admitted to any of it. So in terms of butt implants and boob implants, none of them butt implants for all the girls. None of them admitted it. Kourtney Kardashian has always said that she has breast implants. She's always confirmed that. Khloe very recently, a couple years ago, admitted that she had an augmentation with a small implant. But none of them have outright like really claimed to have any work done until this.
The BBLs, fat transfers, whatever you want to call them. It's just so crazy to me. I just can never believe that they don't own up to it because it looks insane and so disproportionate. So I like that she's at least owning up to this. And I like that these celebrities are just saying stuff in the comments. We were talking about this with Chrisley last week. Like, they're just responding to random people and just with all their secrets. And this is just really made her such a queen.
If I was so famous, you know, you'd have to reel me in. I stay trolling accounts. I just like to leave like little cute stuff on like accounts so that our listeners can like look and comment back. I comment on Bradley Thor is like my favorite. He's so sexy. But I like to like leave comments for our listeners to see, and it's always in good fun and positive. But because I say troll, but I don't mean that.
Garth Fisher, Rayna, he is right down the street in Beverly Hills. So I just like, she tagged the doctor. And, you know, I got a few DMs today. I think people were like, let's talk about plastic surgery. I've never gate-kept who did my nose, but while we're here, Dr. Ovchinsky in Short Hills, New Jersey. Find a better nose than me.
No, you can't.
You can't.
You literally can't.
That's the one thing that's perfect about my face, and it's fake. But Dr. Ovchinsky, plastic surgery of Short Hills, did my nose, if anyone cares. 445 cc's, moderate profile, half under the muscle.
It's phenomenal. It's the best nose job I've ever seen in my life. It's crazy. But yeah, she has really cemented herself as just like cool, fun, light. She's like obsessed with her boyfriend. She's like being cool and fun.
They're so cutie. And like the way she is with him, like reminds me of how I am with my fiance. Like, I'm always hanging on him, and you wouldn't guess that really. It just, and like her courtside with him, and she's got both her arms are wrapped around him. I'll send my fiance those TikToks and he's be like, yeah, this is you. Just always.
On me.
And he loves it. But anyway. Okay. Well, those are your headlines, and that's your snack.
This is the most research I've done for any snack episode.
It was a lot. You guys, we put a lot of work into these. So thank you for listening and leaving comments on YouTube. And we read them and we want to know what you like and what you think is funny and what you want to see more of. And so just never hesitate to leave a nice comment there. And we really appreciate it. And congratulations to the class of 2025. And
oh my God. Also, I think we acknowledge this on Monday in the coming episode, but this is 1 year of the snack. So
yes,
this is just our favorite fucking thing. I get so excited. I love working on this episode with you. It's really collaborative. We go back and forth a lot about like what's fun, what's been done too much, like what's interesting. We work really hard on this for you guys. So thank you for supporting it.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. So happy first birthday to the snack. And you guys can find us at girlsgottaeat.com, Girls Gotta Eat Podcast on Instagram and TikTok. I am Ash Hess. Rayna is Rayna.Greenberg. Again, vibesonly.com. You can shop our sexual wellness company and subscribe on YouTube, leave a comment, and we will see you Monday.
Have a great weekend, guys.
Bye.
Bye.